back to Food Travel Shopping Channel, and you're watching another episode of Restaurant Remake. And this month, I am relaunching and reintroducing my Cheesecake Factory series, and to celebrate 1 year anniversary that I have launched this particular series with everyone. And I know a lot of you guys have really appreciate the Cheesecake Factory Restaurant Remake series. So don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, okay, by hitting the subscribe button. And I really appreciate if you hit the like button below, so then this video gets shared to viewers like yourself who appreciate this video with the Restaurant Remake. So welcome, and let's start cooking. Okay, let's take a look at our ingredients to make our Cheesecake Factory Chicken Bellagio. Okay, so first we're gonna season our arugula salad here. We are gonna garnish this at the end. All right, so I'm just gonna pour a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So we're gonna remain the 1/2 cup of olive oil later for our basil oil. Okay, go ahead and season it with some black pepper here. So you can decide how much black pepper you want here. All right, so just enough to toss the salad here. And then finally, I'm gonna squeeze in 1/2 a lemon. Okay, so go ahead and give this a toss. Okay, season it with a little bit more black pepper. Okay, so now we can set this to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and put saran wrap over it. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge. So we'll take this back out when we are ready for garnish. Okay, so next I'm gonna show you how to prepare the basil oil here. So you can see I have 1 full cup of the basil here, and we have 1/2 cup of olive oil. So we're gonna go ahead and blanch the basil leaf for 1 minute first. So I'm gonna show it to you at the stove. Okay, so once we have the water boiling, we're gonna add in our basil in directly. Go ahead and submerge that, and we're gonna cook it for 1 minute. Okay, so in the meantime, get some ice cold water. All right, so just from your kitchen sink, get some ice cold water. We are going to put this in, the basil into the ice cold water after 1 minute. Okay, so 1 minute is done. Transfer it over. Okay, transfer it over to the ice cold water. Okay, so this is gonna allow the basil to be nice and crisp in terms of the green color. Okay, so once we rinse the basil in ice cold water, we're going to squeeze out those water. All right, so you wanna get this as dry as possible so you can see how much liquid there is. So I'm gonna squeeze all of them out. So just using a paper towel, you can do that. All right, so now I'm gonna transfer the basil into my food processor here. So now you can actually loosen this up and then just go ahead and put it into the food processor. Okay, put it around. All right, I am going to season this a little bit with some black pepper. And go ahead and just season it with a pinch of salt. With the remaining olive oil, 1/2 cup, we're gonna pour this in. All right, so now I'm gonna close this. I'm actually going to mix this a little bit. This is actually one of these handheld kind of food processors here. It's pretty cool. You just pull the string here. I wanna show you the consistency here. So this is the end result. And I'm just gonna close the lid here. I'm just gonna put this in the fridge, or you can set it to the side when we're gonna mix it later. Okay, so next, this is what we're gonna need to do our Parmesan cream sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you how I'm gonna prepare this on the stove. Okay, first of all, we're gonna get our butter, melt it down here first. All right, once the butter is completely melted down here, we're gonna add in our flour. Okay, so we're gonna cook this for 30 seconds. Okay, so make sure there's no more lumps. All right, so now we're gonna add in our white wine. Okay, as you can see, it started to thicken up here. And now we're gonna slowly add in your heavy cream. Okay, turn your heat to medium. Okay, if possible, you can use a whisk. This is just to ensure there's no lumps in our sauce here. You don't want your sauce to be lumpy. All right, so this is really good. Now, depending on your consistency right here now, okay? So you might need to add a little bit more white wine. And also, depending on your Parmesan cheese, you know, it's gonna start thickening it up a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this melted here. And then we're gonna take a look at how thick this is. We want the sauce to be a little bit more liquefied, which I like. I tend to like that. All right, so while I'm doing this, I'm also gonna season it with some black pepper here. All right, just a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, the sauce here to be really thickened up quite a bit. Now, when you're gonna let this to rest, it actually continue to thicken up here. Now, the cheese has not completely melted here yet. So we're gonna slowly cook this here once the Parmesan is going to completely integrate it with the sauce. All right, so you're gonna keep on whisking here a little bit. Just wanna show you what's the consistency looks like right here. All right. So this is what it looks like right now. Like I said, once your cream sauce here kind of let it sit for a little bit longer, it will be a little bit thicker. So I am gonna add a little bit more white wine in. So when you're cooking, you have to improvise a little bit, okay? Okay, so there is some more spare of the white wine here. Okay, this reminds me of making cheese fondue. Okay. All right, so I just added an additional 1/4 cup of white wine. And this looks really nice now. Ooh. Okay, when I cook, I like to use Chardonnay. All right, go ahead and give a taste right now here. Oh my goodness, the sauce is just delicious. It's so creamy. So good. Definitely can taste the white wine. It's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna turn off the heat now. And I'm just gonna set this to the side. All right, so if you're gonna continue to be cooking here, so just leave it on the stove, all right? Because that will continue to warm this sauce here. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces of chicken breast here first. Now we're going to butterfly it, okay? See how thick the chicken breast is, okay? So we're gonna cut it right in the middle in terms of the thickness here. So then that would be 1 chicken breast per person, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a bowl here, mixing bowl. All right, so look at this gigantic piece. Okay, and again, we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull some saran wrap here. Now we're gonna pound the hell out of our chicken breasts. Okay, excuse my language, but but that's literally what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so. Okay, so after we pound each chicken breast here, so you should have 4 pieces. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and season each side here. So season it with some black pepper. Now, I would not put any salts here on these. You can actually, if you want to, but I've tried it out. When we put the breadcrumbs, I think it's a good enough amount of sodium already. So this is my way to lower some of the sodium contents here. Okay. And trust me, it is going to be very flavorful once we go ahead and bread it, okay? So you don't have to worry about, is it not enough sodium or is it's not tasty enough? No, I guarantee it's gonna be awesome. All right, so you do not need to put the salt here directly on the chicken. All right, so now we're gonna be ready to bread our chicken here. So I have transferred over my breadcrumbs, again, 1.5 cups into a long pan here. So in a baking pan. And it's just gonna be easier for us to kind of maneuver this, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and crack 2 eggs here. Okay, so get yourself an additional rectangular tray here, or pan, or glassware in this case. And that's for the chicken. Okay, so let's crack out eggs. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and whisk the egg with a fork here. Okay, so very simple process here. We're gonna go ahead and dunk our chicken in. Okay, retrieve it, transfer directly over to our breadcrumbs. Okay, I like to press it a little bit before I flip it. So now we're gonna go ahead and flip this now. Press it again on the other side. And then I like to flip it one more time and then press it again. Okay, so you can do this. Okay, you can start pan frying them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and bread them all first, and then I'm gonna go show you how to pan fry them. Okay, so this is the end result of our breading here. So now we're gonna go take a look, and now we're gonna go ahead and pan fry them. Okay, so while we are pan frying our chicken here, so you have a few minutes in between each side. So I am going to go ahead and prepare my prosciutto here. So then we can start setting up our assembly line here. Okay, so you're gonna take the prosciutto here. We're gonna go ahead and just simply cut this in half. And now you're gonna go ahead and take this out and start to loosen it up so it's just a little bit easier when we are going to assemble these. All right, so I'm just gonna put it on my plate here. Can crumble it up a little bit so then each piece has its own shape. All right. Okay, so each pack here, I have 7 slices. Okay, so you might ask, well, should I really need to buy 2-pack here? Okay, if you're just, you're not a big fan of prosciutto, you can just go ahead and just do 1 pack. But I am a big fan of prosciutto, so I am using 1.5 pack. All right, that's it. All right, so if you're doing ahead of time, you can actually put saran wrap over it and then we can still put it in the fridge. But if you're just doing it like me, I'm gonna leave it out because I'm just doing in between while I am flipping my chicken. So going back to the chicken now. Okay, so I have heated up my pan here and I have put some olive oil, and this is for frying up to 500 degrees. So now I'm gonna go ahead and place my very first chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna time it for 3.5 minutes and then we're gonna flip on to the other side. Okay, so after 3.5 minutes, now we're gonna go ahead and flip it to the other side, and look how nice and golden brown this is. All right, so now we're gonna cook for 3 minutes here on this side. All right, so it has been already 3 minutes and I let it keep cooking for a little bit longer, so about 3.5 minutes usually, but I set it for 3 minutes. But layer it with paper towel here, and then now let's take our chicken here. Just want to show you the other side. Okay, so very nicely done. Okay, so we have our boiling water. So go ahead and add a teaspoon of salt in. Gonna add some oil. I'm gonna add in our spaghetti. Definitely follow the instruction on the box, okay, in terms of how long you want to cook your spaghetti. I'm gonna cook it just 1 minute shy from what the box is telling us to cook for. So the box says 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cook it for 9 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna cook a minute less than what's recommended because we are going to finish it up with our pasta, and we are going to mix it with the basil oil, okay? Okay, so I've cooked it for 9 minutes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it in cold water. Okay, make sure we toss out all of those water, and then we're gonna put it directly to our pan again. All right, so after the wok is preheated, we're gonna add in our basil sauce here. Add in our chicken stock. And then with our pasta, we're just gonna dump it in. And you're just gonna toss this completely until it's really well mixed. And then once you bring it back to kind of a boil here, well, the pasta is gonna absorb all this sauce here. Okay, so now we're ready to plate. Look how beautiful the chicken came out. And we're gonna go ahead and slice it first, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and make an incision here, and then we can slice it right here in half. Okay, just look at these pieces of chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack them over here. And then again, go ahead and continue to cut these pieces. We're really getting ready to assemble our chicken here. All right, so for the bigger piece, you can cut it into 4 pieces. Perfectly juicy. Very nice here. All right, so I'm gonna put it back into my pan here, and then let's assemble our chicken Bellagio. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble our Cheesecake Factory chicken Bellagio. So first of all, we're gonna go transfer over our pasta here. All right, so beautiful pasta mixed with the basil oil. All right, so we're gonna put it right in the middle. Gonna go ahead and kind of twist this a little bit. Just add a little bit more, okay, for the portion. All right, that's good. Now this is gonna serve you up to 4 person. All right, then what we wanted to do is to layer on our chicken. So go ahead and place 1, 2, and 3. So 3 pieces of chicken here. Okay, then we have our Parmesan cream sauce here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and drizzle this a little bit. Okay. And then we wanna layer our Parma ham, or prosciutto, really. So prosciutto. So everyone will get 5 prosciutto, 5 pieces here. All right, and then finally, we're gonna top off some arugula salad that we've mixed it together earlier. So that will go on the top here. Okay, this is absolutely beautiful. And then finally, to finish it off, I have some more Parmesan cheese, and we can just put it right on top. And this is my version of the Cheesecake Factory chicken Bellagio. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button. This is my Restaurant Remake Cheesecake Factory series, and I am doing a whole month of Cheesecake Factory with you. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. All right, so let's go ahead and taste this. Well, if you're new here with us, welcome again. And at the end of every episode of Restaurant Remake, this is my taste test time. So I just want to give you and appreciate the 360 around this Cheesecake Factory chicken Bellagio. It looks stunning. If I just show you this image, you probably would have thought you're eating at a restaurant. And that's the reason why we have the Restaurant Remake, is to enjoy the quality of restaurant food in the comfort of your home. So I bring to you the Cheesecake Factory Chicken Bellagio. So let's go ahead and taste this dish. All right, the presentation is just excellent. And if you appreciate it, again, don't forget to hit the like button right now. So let's dig in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a piece of chicken. Okay.
Okay.
I want some prosciutto with arugula. Okay, so this is gonna be all in one bite. All right, ready for it. Mmm. So you get multiple flavor. You have a little taste of the citrus with the lemon, with the arugula, make it a little bit lighter. At the same time, you get the prosciutto, that salty flavor, the ham flavor, the smokiness of it. Perfect. And the chicken is just perfectly done. All right, I just want some Parmesan cream sauce here. Totally complement the chicken really well. And finally, I want some of my spaghetti. And let's take this bite all at once. The basil oil just penetrate the spaghetti. It's really good. So this as a whole dish composed really well together. So I hope that you will also try this dish at home. I would love to hear comments and your success story. Please do comment below. And if you try out the dish, what do you think? Is this comparable to what you had at the Cheesecake Factory? I would love to hear your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also hit the bell notification so then you can follow my channel. And I will be releasing the Cheesecake Factory for the restaurant remake for this whole entire month. So I'll catch you next time on Restaurant Remake. Thanks for watching.